If you own a Ford, any Ford, gas or diesel, you've probably cursed a dead battery at the worst possible time, or paid somebody to swap in a fresh box and wonder why it failed so soon. After 20 plus years in the Bay, let me tell you straight, most batteries don't just die. They get killed by little habits, cheap parts, and things people do without thinking. I'm RJ. I've been under the hoods of Rangers, F-150s, Explorers, Mustangs, Broncos, transit vans, and Power Stroke work trucks for 2 decades. Part A. The 12 battery-killing habits. Don't do these. 1. Starting and immediately turning on everything. Start the truck, then blast the HVAC, heated seats, headlights, stereo, phone chargers, and dash cam feeds all at once. At crank, the battery's already stressed. Adding heavy accessory load before the alternator stabilizes causes deep voltage dips and stresses the plates. Wait 30 to 60 seconds before turning on major accessories. For cold weather starts, give it the longer end of that range. 2. Only doing short trips. Never finishing a charging cycle. If your driving pattern is 3 to 5 minute hops, the alternator never finishes the charging cycle. Batteries kept at 70 to 80% state of charge build sulfate crystals that permanently reduce capacity. One 20 to 30 minute highway run weekly will dramatically help. 3. Hardwiring devices with no low voltage cutoff. Cheap hardwired dash cams, radar detectors, fridges, or custom lighting left on permanent power will slowly bleed a battery flat. A 0.3 to 0.6 amp draw from a hardwired dash cam will kill a battery in 48 to 72 hours. Always hardwire accessories with a proper low voltage disconnect or use switched power. 4. Letting the truck sit without a maintainer. If you park for days, vacation, winter storage, work trips, the parasitic draw will bring the battery down. If the truck sits more than a week, put a smart maintainer on it. Battery Tender, Noco Genius saves you from sulfation and unexpected no-starts. 5. Corroded or loose terminals. Corrosion and loose connections increase resistance, cause voltage drop under load, and lead to heat and early plate failure. A corroded terminal can make a perfectly good battery look dead. Clean terminals twice a year and use dielectric grease. 6. Installing batteries wrong. Loose hold downs, wrong orientation, damaged posts. A loose battery vibrates. Vibration breaks down plates and welds. Over-tightening can crack the case. Use the correct hold down, orient the battery per OEM, and don't let acid drip on wiring. 7. Using the wrong group size or low CCA battery. Don't downsize to save money. Ford specifies group sizes and minimum CCA for a reason. Undersized batteries struggle under cold cranking and high accessory loads, shortening life. 8. Repeated deep discharges. Letting the battery run nearly flat frequently, jump-starting, leaving lights on, significantly reduces its lifespan. Shallow discharges add up too. Don't use the battery as a storage bank for accessories. 9. Not resetting the BMS after replacement. Install a new battery and don't tell the truck. BMS keeps the old battery profile and may undercharge or overwork the new battery. Reset the BMS or use a scanner to program the new battery type. 10. Bad alternator or diode problems. A failing alternator that undercharges or a diode leaking AC into the system ruins a battery fast. Always test alternator output and ripple. 11. Worn ground straps and poor wiring. Bad ground straps or corroded chassis grounds cause voltage loss and poor charging. Fix grounds. It's cheap and fixes many bad battery symptoms. 12. Cheap batteries and bad warranties. A cheap battery might save you $20 now, but cost you $120 and a tow later. Buy quality and check warranty terms. Some cheaper batteries have prorated short warranties. Part B. The 12 habits that double battery life. Do this instead. 1. Wait 30 to 60 seconds after start before using heavy accessories. Give the alternator time to spin up and the oil to circulate. For turbo or hybrid Fords, Lean towards 60 seconds. 2. 1 weekly long run, 20 to 30 minutes at highway speed. This completes charge cycles and keeps sulfation at bay. 3. Install a quality low-voltage cutoff for hardwired accessories. A smart low-voltage disconnect cuts power at preset voltage, 12.2 to 12.4 volts, to protect the battery. Worth every penny. 4. Use a smart maintainer if you park more than 7 days. Battery Tender Plus or NOCO Genius will keep a battery at float, perform desulfation cycles, and extend life. 5. Clean and protect terminals twice a year. Wire brush, baking soda wash if needed, and a thin coat of dielectric grease prevents corrosion and voltage loss. 6. Test twice a year, spring and fall. Do a static voltage and a load CCA or conductance test. Catch decline early and replace before a cold weather fail. 7. Upgrade ground straps and battery cables if originals are corroded. A $15 ground strap fixes lots of charging issues and reduces stress on the battery. 8. Use the correct battery type. OEM Motorcraft or quality aftermarket. For most Fords, Motorcraft is best. For accessory-heavy trucks, Optima Yellow Top or AGM equivalents help. Match the OEM group size and CCA. 9. Reset BMS after any battery change. Tell the truck it has a new battery and the computer will charge correctly and avoid over or undercharging. 10. Avoid deep discharges. Use a dedicated leisure battery for accessories if needed. If you run fridges, winches, or heavy electronics, use a secondary deep cycle battery or dual battery setup. 11. Have the charging system checked annually. Alternator output, diode ripple, and regulator function all matter. A marginal alternator slowly kills batteries. 12. Park smart in extreme weather. Heat ages batteries fast. Cold reduces cranking performance. If possible, park in shade in summer and a garage in winter. Use a maintainer in storage. Part C. Products and tools I trust. Shop proven. Motorcraft batteries, OEM, excellent fit and warranty for most Fords. Optima Yellow Top or equivalent AGM. For heavy accessories, winches, work trucks. Good deep cycle tolerance. Battery Tender Plus, the classic maintainer, gentle float and desulfation cycles. NOCO Genius, G7200, G3500, Genius 5, smart charger/maintainer with diagnostics, great for garage use. Midtronics/OTC conductance testers, shop grade testers I use for CCA and internal resistance. Digital multimeter, good one. $20 to $40 model is fine for voltage and charging checks. Low voltage disconnects. Hardwire dash cams only with these. Dielectric grease, terminal brush, baking soda, cleaning kit essentials. Ground strap kits. Cheap, high benefit. Charging voltage benchmarks. Alternator running at idle, about 13.8 to 14.6 volts. Below, about 13.2 volts means undercharging. Over about 15 volts means overcharging and boiled battery. Resting voltage benchmarks? 12.6 to 12.7 volts is fully charged. 12.4 volts is about 75% charged. 12 volts is about 25% charge and is the danger zone. Below 11.8 volts is deeply discharged. CCA rule. Replace battery when conductance shows less than 70 to 75% of rated CCA for reliable winter starts. Part D. Step-by-step diagnostics. What I do in the bay. Visual inspection. Check the case for bulges, cracks, acid stains. Look for corrosion. Static resting voltage with the engine off. Fully charged should be about 12.6 to 12.7 volts. Cranking voltage. Have someone crank while you read voltage. Should usually stay above about 9.6 to 10.5 volts depending on starter. Sub 8 to 9 volts during crank often means the battery's weak. Charging system test. Run engine and measure at idle and 2000 RPM. 13.8 to 14.6 volts is what's expected. Load conductance test. Midtronic style tester shows CCA and internal resistance. Below 70 to 75% of the rating means replace the battery. Parasitic draw test. With the engine off, doors closed, measure current draw. Expected parasitic draw varies by model, but generally under 50 to 80 milliamps. Modern Fords can be higher with modules compared to spec. Anything consistently above spec? Find the circuit. Alternator ripple test. Alternating current ripple into the DC system means diode failure. Diodes failing send alternating current into the battery and damage it. If you don't have fancy gear, a reliable multimeter and the crank charging checks give you plenty of info. If resting voltage is low and cranking voltage collapses, you likely need a new battery. Part E. Real shop stories. Why this matters. Weekend dash cam kill. Guy hardwired a cheap dash cam on permanent power. Battery flat Monday. New Motorcraft installed and we recommended a low voltage cutoff. Cost $200 for the battery plus $60 for the install plus $35 for the cutoff. Or just $200 for the battery. If he'd used a maintainer, he'd have saved it. Short trip landscaper. Fleet truck replaced battery every 14 to 18 months. We added weekly long run policy plus a maintainer on idle days and replaced ground straps. Batteries then lasted 3 to 4 years. Savings per truck, $150 to $300 over 2 years. Bad alternator misdiagnosed. Owner replaced 2 batteries in 12 months. We tested and found the alternator was only producing 12.6 volts at 2000 RPM. Replaced the alternator, battery recovered after slow charge and passed conductance test. Cost, $350 alternator versus $240 battery plus repeated replacements. New battery died in winter. Owner bought cheap box, no BMS reset. Battery continuously undercharged and failed at negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit. We replaced it with Motorcraft and reset BMS. Truck, fine. Moral? Buy quality and reset the system. Part F. Step-by-step fixes you can do today. Clean battery terminals. Remove negative first, then positive. Brush. Neutralize corrosion with baking soda and water. Rinse. Dry. Reconnect. Positive, then negative. And coat with dielectric grease. Tighten to snug, not wrench brake torque. Check resting voltage with a multimeter. 12.6 volts or more is good. If 12.2 to 12.4, plan for a charge and load test. Add a maintainer if you park over 7 days. Plug in a battery tender or Noco Genius. Don't trickle with random charges. Use proper maintainers. Install low voltage disconnect for hardwired electronics. This needs a little electrical skill but installs in under an hour. Schedule an alternator test. Have the shop check output and ripple if you experience repeat battery failures. Replace age-flagged batteries proactively. If the battery is 4 to 5 years old and showing any weakness, replace before winter. Log battery install date and cold cranking amps in the glove box. Simple admin step that saves guesswork later. Part G. Common questions, straight answers. Question: how long should a Ford battery last? Answer: with good care and maintainers, 5 to 7 years is realistic. With exceptional care and premium units, 8 to 10 years is possible. Expect 2 to 3 years if you ignore the basics. Question: is AGM better for my F-150? Answer: AGM gives better deep cycle tolerance and vibration resistance. Good for accessory-heavy trucks or stop-start systems. But if OEM spec calls for flooded, match that and reset BMS. Question: can I revive a sulfated battery? Answer: sometimes a desulfation charger helps, but replacements are usually the safer bet if conductance is low. If a maintainer can keep it for months, plan replacement. Question: should I disconnect the battery to prevent drain? Answer: disconnecting resets many modules and can be a pain. Better? Use a maintainer or remove the battery for long storage, or disconnect and note you'll need to reprogram radios, windows, and BMS on reconnection. Question: what voltage means replace now? Answer: if conductance test shows less than 70% of rated cold cranking amps, or resting voltage under load falls below about 9 to 10 volts during cranking, replace. If in doubt, replace before winter. Part H, printable glove box checklist. Copy this. Daily, weekly. 1 20 to 30 minute highway drive weekly. Wait 30 to 60 seconds after start before heavy accessories. Monthly. Visual inspection of terminals and accessory wiring. Run through the dash to check for lights and warnings. Seasonal. Spring and fall. Static voltage and conductance test. Clean terminals and apply dielectric grease. Inspect ground straps and cables. If storing for more than 7 days, connect start maintainer, battery tender, NOCO, or remove the battery and store at 50 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. At battery replacement, note date, cold cranking amps, and part number in glove box. Reset BMS with scanner or dealer procedure. Test alternator and grounds. Look, batteries are simple electrochemistry, and they care about two things: charge and connection. Keep them charged properly, protect them from parasitic drains, keep the connections clean, and use the right hardware, and you'll double how long they last. It's that simple. If you do one thing after this video, make it this: get a smart maintainer and use it on any Ford that sits more than a week. It's cheap insurance that saves you a tow, a dead morning, and a pile of replacement bills. If you found this useful, hit that like button and drop your Ford model and battery age in the comments. I'll tell you exactly what I'd do for your truck. Subscribe for more shop-tested Ford advice. Next video, I'll show you the step-by-step BMS reset on the most common Fords so your new battery starts life correctly. Take care of the electrical system, and it'll take care of you when you need it most. See you in the next one.